Okay, so you've been working hard, you've got the skills, but you still have not landed a client working from home. What the fuck is the matter with you? Nah, I'm just playing. I know the feeling, but that's why I'm here to help. I've got 5 pillars for you guys, and these are gonna help you basically solidify your approach to landing your first client. You might be editing videos, you might be doing photography, videography, you might be a coder, a programmer, you might be doing graphic design, whatever it is. If you're trying to make money from home on a laptop, this is where you need to start. So the 5 pillars to landing your first client, what the hell are they? Well, you need a bold concept, right? You need a target audience, you need confidence, you need consistency, and you need the ability to package your offer in a way that makes people feel all warm and fuzzy inside. If you cannot master these things, if you do not learn these things, if you have no idea what the hell any of this even means or how to apply it to your actual tangible business and service and idea, well, you're fucked. No, Johnny, you're not fucked. I'm gonna teach you everything that you need to know. Let's start with target audience. This is all about niching down and selecting who you're gonna actually sell your service to. And there's going to be a lot of different factors that come into play. It depends on what service you're delivering. It depends on what area you live in. It depends on what your business has going on, what your idea is. Honestly, the answer I could give you here could be different for everybody. But the most foundational advice that I feel like applies to anyone and isn't just like vague and completely like worth dismissing, like, no, this is worth hearing. Obviously, you need to ask yourself the question, who the hell needs my service? Do you want to sell it to other businesses or do you want to sell it to other individuals? That's like the first kind of tip of the top of the umbrella where you could then start to branch off from there and narrow things down. But honestly, just go for something that makes the most sense. It's not going to be like some completely shocking answer. It's likely something that just makes a lot of sense at a surface level as to who your target audience is and who's going to be interested in what it is that you're selling. So just really go at it full force. Don't worry so much about, is this market saturated? Newsflash, it's 2025. Every market is saturated. You just got to go for it. And you got to have a differentiating factor. But we'll talk about that a little bit more at the end of the video. I have a bit of a bonus tip that I think is going to be super crucial and help a lot of you guys out. It's something that you can apply to all of your outreach messages that you're doing. And you add this in there, and I think it's going to yield you some great results. So stick around to the end of the video for a little bonus secret sauce. But to wrap up the whole target audience thing, don't put yourself too much in a box where you niche down too hard and you limit, the clientele that you could potentially be working with. But also don't just offer your services to anyone and anybody. If you're trying to be known for a particular thing, if you want to grow your brand with a certain identity behind it, well, you're going to have to take a particular approach and work with particular kinds of people. So just figure out what makes sense for you. And other than that, there's not really too much specific details I could give you in terms of targeting down. So just experiment. All right, so now you need a bold concept. This would be the second pillar that I recommend all you guys apply to your own business, your own service offerings, whatever it is on your website. There needs to be something big and bold that makes this like a showstopper, a showpiece. What is it that's in your glass window display at the front of your store that's bringing people in? That needs to be on display. That's what I call a bold concept. What exactly is the edge that you have over other companies that are doing a similar thing to you? So the way I've applied this to my video editing business is I basically tell people that we are more than just editors. That's our slogan. That's right at the top of my website. We are more than just editors. There's lots of people out here clipping content and doing things for streamers, comedians, podcasters, what have you. And a lot of the companies that are trying to do what I'm doing, we start to blend together and mesh together, and people kind of just label us as, just an editor. Oh, I can do that myself. I have someone already clipping content for me. I don't need you. Oh, I've been doing this myself for years. And, I've had a lot of previous prospects that I've tried to reach out to and work with object to my proposal and my offering, basically telling me that, they do all the editing themselves. They just do comedy sets. If you guys know, I reach out to a lot of comedians. That's my target audience. And the objection I get a lot from those guys is the fact that they do the editing themselves. They just go on CapCut quickly and they think they can just make quick cuts, whatever, and their videos are very simple and it's easy to do for them, but they're not consistent. They're not frequent uploaders. They have no real game plan put in place. They have no blueprint in terms of like, how am I kind of turning my content creation, my channel here, my personal brand into more of like a content factory that is producing consistent week after week after week. And in the process of that, it's very important not to lose your personal identity and your personal beliefs and your morals that you stand on. You don't just toss that aside in the process of turning your whole content operation into this big cash cow money-making monopoly. It's easy to look at like a Mr. Beast or something and just think that's the name of the game, but that's not at all the name of the game. It's all about personal connections and all the other cliche crap that you guys have heard me and everyone else talk about over and over and over again. It's because it's the truth. It's the timeless truth, and it's resurfacing now because people are so sick of all of the soullessness that's been happening on the internet for the past decade. So you've been hearing it, you know what the answer is. It's cliche, it's simple, and honestly that applies to a lot of the stuff I talk about, a lot of the advice I give. But honestly, at the end of the day, that's the best advice. You know, really, there's no big secret answer that you guys need to uncover or unravel. There's no big secret holding you back. Probably just something simple, like the fact that you're not being consistent, or you don't have a game plan, or you're not hooking people in at the beginning of your videos so they all fail. The same thing applies when you're chasing clients. You're not hooking people in the beginning of your messages. Maybe if you're targeting a certain audience, maybe email messaging just isn't the way to go. Try a different approach before you just classify it as a failure. So that would be bold concept. Let's move on. Let's talk about confidence. That is a huge thing in every realm of life, whether you're talking to women, whether you're doing something in business. You need confidence. If you sound like you don't even believe in what it is that you're selling, how could anyone else buy it from you? When you get on the phone with somebody, or when someone answers your message and you're right there in the chat ready to respond, you need to know what to say. You need to be ready for their objections. You need to have confidence that despite their objections, despite their concerns, that you're confident that your service is the solution to their direct problems. How do you know their direct problems? You start the conversation by asking questions. You ask them, you ask about their life. You get them to talk about themselves. Then you slither on in there and you very confidently deliver your solution to their problem. It sounds easy. It sounds easy. It's not so easy. Same thing with being consistent. I kind of just talked about that before, but when it comes to consistency, it sounds easy. It's very simple. It's very obvious what it is to do. Just do it all the time and don't stop. But when you get in your own head, when you start chasing too many ideas, when you want to tinker with too many things before you actually let them kind of marinate and deliver results, sometimes you're not being as consistent as you think you are, even though you're putting all this work in every day. If you're not channeling it to the same area, if you're not putting it into the same kind of recipe for a while, if you have all these different recipes cooking at the same time, you're not going to be able to keep track of anything, and they're all going to come out burnt. Slow down. I know you have a bunch of different ideas. I know you get inspired by different things every day, and you want to go and change things. You want to try something different. And you have a new idea, a new vision for this, but you got to stop all that shit. That is like my biggest weakness. I have a previous video that I talked about that for like fucking 20 minutes or whatever. Obsessive personalities. It's basically the same thing. It's my biggest weakness. Don't let it be yours. Be consistent and just stick to the same idea and really just fucking go for it. Put everything into it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. You're 3 to 5 years into the same idea, the same thing, and you're getting zero results, zero benefit, zero enjoyment out of it. Go ahead, blow up, start from the drawing board, do what you got to do. But honestly, if you haven't taken it that far yet, then cut out all the excuses and just get back to work. And last but not least, the ability to package your offer, your ideas, your concept, your service. Very important. This is literally like Wolf of Wall Street 101. You want to sell me this pen. How the hell are you going to sell it? Where's the pen? I know I got a pen around here somewhere. Sell me this pen, damn it. Sell me the fucking pen. How are you going to do it? Oh, well, it's a really good pen. It writes in really pristine ink, and it's got this ballpoint tip on it, and it's really better than the other pen that I saw. No one gives a shit. I'm already asleep. That's not how you package the idea of this pen to somebody to make them feel all warm and tingly inside. Not gonna happen. But if I start by maybe asking some questions, right? If I'm talking to Jack, hey Jack, the conversation's flowing, right? Me and Jack we're getting along, we're talking, we're chatting, right? And then I ask Jack some questions. Oh, hey, what you got going on next week, Jack? Oh, well, actually, I'm gonna be showing up to the Declaration of Independence signing to sign it, and I'm putting my name on there. Oh, you don't say. Really, Jack? You're signing the Declaration of Independence? Wow, you must be real important. Well, see, funny I run into you. Look what I got here. This is a tool that you could use that would literally imprint your name into history forever. And Jack, why it's got to be this tool, this pen? Because, Jack, I feel a very special connection with you. I think we're getting along great. And you know what? This is the pen that's about to sign the check of the two lovely Jack and Cokes that we're sharing together. Cheers to a harmonious friendship. And Jack, permanently imprinting his name into the history of the United States of America with this pen. What do you say, Jack? So I've never quite pulled something out of my ass as spontaneously and as ridiculous as that, but I think it really paints a perfect picture of exactly what I'm talking about. Package your fucking ideas in a way that's just like, how could you say no? Wow, look at this guy. Even if it's like laughable, even if it's like a little bit of a joke and like people understand like, all right, this ain't the fucking best thing since sliced bread, but you know what? Just for that performance, just for that effort, just for that fucking A1 pitch, I'm gonna support you, bro, because whatever you got going on, you're a good dude. I like you. Whatever it is, I'm gonna support it. It's all about personal connections. So that does it for the 5 pillars. And if you stuck around this long, I did say that I was gonna have a little bonus tip at the end. So this is, I guess, not the 6th pillar, but just like a tip that you can add to any of your outreach messages. If you're doing email outreach or DMs particular, like you're messaging people, not calling them or not doing stuff in person, this can really change the game for you. So what you're gonna do is rewatch this video like 1,000 times until it's ingrained in your brain exactly what these 5 pillars are. And then you're gonna make a short form video that you're gonna post on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, your website, wherever. Make it like a minute or less. And within that video, you're going to explain the 5 pillars, not, you know, word for word exactly, oh, these are my 5 pillars. No, nobody knows what the 5 pillars means. That's a me and you thing, right? But when you're talking to your audience or your prospects or your potential clientele, you want to just create a short form video that does the talking for you, that highlights the differentiating factor of your company, of your service. It explains to people who are watching what your bold concept is. What is it that makes you so special? And why do people need your service? You know, sell them the pen. Make a short form video where you're selling them the pen. That's basically the most like generalized, vague, old master guru sensei kind of advice that I could possibly give you when it pertains to this. Just do that. Here's mine.
Yeah, totally. I just edit my videos with AI, make some quick cuts for my phone, and I'm done.
Well, that sounds good, bucko, but
How's your channel doing? I'm working so hard, but I feel like I'm just not getting the views I should be.
well, I hate to break it to you, bucko, but just because you can use AI and do some basic video editing doesn't mean you're gonna succeed as a content creator.
You need a mind on board that can craft a story. Someone who can see the finished product before it's been created. Someone who can reverse engineer things and bring fresh ideas to the table. Someone who's persistently raising the bar and keeping that ship on course. But that sounds expensive. I think I'd rather just keep doing everything myself.
Yeah, you could, bucko, but that will limit your growth and potential. We're all human, and we all burn out, and let's face it, we're all not geniuses when it comes to crafting a video that hooks people in, has a structure, a purpose, entertains or educates, or both, tells a story. That's exactly why I want to show you this. The Creative Assistant Partnership. This is not some crappy AI tool. This is a real human being who's going to transform your life as a content creator. Those intangibles are far more important than your ability to edit or generate AI scripts. When you work with someone on Project D Media Group, you are working with not just another editor, but another creator who's been through the same trials and tribulations that you have. Someone that can assist you throughout the entire creative process. Not a yes man, but someone who brings something to the table with each new idea. Someone who can provide structure, systemization, repeatable success, and growth over time. The best creators are great writers and storytellers, and that's exactly what we do. We bring ideas to life. Editing the videos is just a part of that. We're not just editors. We are editors with a full scope and understanding of how to build a piece of content from the ground up. And we are not just script writers. We are storytellers who know how to engage and create emotion. And we're not just using AI for a list of ideas for videos and things like that. We're coming up with creative ideas based on our own experiences and our own research. And last but not least, we are systems builders. If you want to repeat and scale your operation and actually develop a system that's repeatable, something that can be reverse engineered and broken down and applied to other things in your life. If you feel disorganized or cluttered or like you have a million ideas floating in your head and you have no idea what to do with them, you're in the right place. But at the end of the day, we don't want you to think of us as really any of these things. Just think of us as creatives just like you. People who have made their own content, started their own channels, put out their own ideas for the world to see, and experimented and tinkered with things until they found what works. And if you're willing to give us a chance at projectdweb3.com, then maybe, just maybe, we can do the same for you. So I attach that to all of my emails, all my DMs when I outreach to comedians, YouTubers, what have you. And ever since I've implemented that, it's really worked wonders. So give it a shot. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Try it. Let me know how it works. What do you guys think of the 5 pillars? What do you want to see next? And you can click right here to watch my last video where I tell you that social media is resetting. So if you're not ready, if you don't watch this video, you're fucked.